Man, I can't move my arms. Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDogs.com. K. Diddy in the house with Chris and Jay. It is Friday, May 24th, 2024. Of course, we're live every single day. We just keep showing up, man. It's like we appreciate everyone that tunes in all the time, comments, questions, all that kind of stuff. We were just sitting here behind the scenes. We would have never gotten on the air. We're talking about that White Sox-Orioles disaster last night. I don't know, man. It's one of those games where it's like the White Sox had their chances anyway, but come on, man. You can't make that call in that particular spot in the game. You can't do it as an umpire. It's unfair to the fans. It's cheap. It's cheap. And the Orioles are that bad that they need that, man. They're that bad. I mean, they suck. It's like we talk about like all these other teams that are disappointing in players, and I call them all out, right? I mean, I know I do. And I'm going to call the Orioles out, man. I mean, these guys are a joke, man. They're a joke. They got swept out of the playoffs last year, man. They're going to get swept out again if they even make it. They're pathetic, man. Corbin Burns, there's a reason why the Brewers let him go. We're going to find out tonight, man, as the White Sox, they're mad. Going to be mad. Going to pound them. Anyways. How's it going, Jay?
Money making Friday, man. Favorite day of the week. Ready to kick some ass, make some money today. You know, it's a good day.
Yeah, what do you think about like teams like the Orioles getting all the fanfare now 2 years in a row, and you guys win the World Series, and they kind of just treat you as an afterthought? How's that sit?
You know, it is what it is. I mean, we're not really helping our own case right now, being the 50-50 Rangers. But when we get healthy, we'll talk our shit. The O's, the O's are like the Timberwolves. You know, everybody's in love with them. They're the next team up. They love
those. Captain America. Love them.
But I say, hey, until you go and get it done.
You got shit done, man. The thing is like, I don't even know what's worse. Is like, is there underperforming pitching? You know, or is it, you know, the hitting that just they don't hit at all, man. They don't hit at all. Stink, man.
I don't know how you make that statement when you have the number one home run leader in the AL right now. Can't be that bad.
Well, let's look at how they're playing as we hit the meat of the season, man. Let's look at the data, man, because you can't bring an opinion to a data fight, right? We all know that. Chris and Jay have learned that lesson time and time again. Well, at least they've heard it. They haven't necessarily learned it, but they certainly have heard it. And let's look at
5 runs a game.
They're hitting 198 versus right-handed pitching over the last 10 games, man.
Oh, come on. You're going to give me a short sample size? That's what you're going to bring to the fight?
Well, hold on. If we can go to
their bullpen is at 4.82.
I didn't say about the bullpen. I'm saying the hitting for the season overall.
So even for how much I've backed the Orioles in spots, they have been one of the worst hitting teams in the month of May against right-handed pitching. They've been like consistently at the bottom.
Below the Mendoza line, man. Below the Mendoza line.
Listen,
below the Mendoza line, Orioles.
But we play in the toughest division in baseball.
Oh my God!
I'm not going to accept they're not like they're average. They're mediocre hitting. They're getting it done. That's okay.
It's too big. That's first of all, it's too big of a violin. You got to go with the small violin. Second of all,
show me the violin.
Yeah, I know.
I forget this.
Yeah, there you go. Here's the thing, though. You got to
play the violin.
I mean, I've started to stray away from using the full season sample size because look at a team like the Pittsburgh Pirates. They came out to a hot start early.
You can't use the full season sample size.
You can't anymore.
You can't at all. You never can. You're too deep into the season, man. You're too deep in. Look at the Tigers at the beginning of the season. They were lighting the world on fire. Look at them now. It's like they're dog shit,
I know.
Right?
No, I know. I'm just saying. I use now at most I use the beginning of the month.
Technical term, Chris, is dog shit.
Okay, I'll write that down.
It's a technical term used in the industry. It's called dog shit. Oh, not the Mariners. Oh, not the Cardinals. Oh yeah, man, we're facing the toughest teams out. They got swept by the Cardinals, man.
It's okay.
Groomed.
There's a reason why they play so many games. There's a reason why teams lose a lot of games, and there's a reason the Orioles have 30 wins. You could say whatever you want. Our relievers are absolute trash. We have the worst fake closer. I hate Kimbrel. They need to make a trade for an all-star closer. That's what we had the last couple of years, and that's what we're missing. That's the missing piece. Obviously, the starters have to, be a little bit better, but we have decent talent with our starting pitchers.
Let's look at the 30 wins, man. Let's look at who it was. Let's look at the 30 wins. I mean, let's dissect it for what it is. 2 against the Angels. They got 1 against the Royals, so they lost that series. They got 1 against the Pirates. They lost that series. And they beat the Red Sox in Boston, who the Red Sox are the worst home team in baseball.
Look at the Phillies.
They lost the series against the Brewers. They swept the Twins. Oh, boy, not the Twins. Jay's 50-50 Twins. Twins must have won 3 going in or something. Then they go to the Angels. They win 2 of 3. And then, not the A's. Oh, yes, the A's. 2 of 3 they lost against the A's. They beat the Yankees 3 of 4. Then they beat the Reds. Not the Cincinnati Reds, man.
Rushed over the Yankees really quickly. 3 out of 4. No big deal. They're the best team in the league right now.
They beat the Yankees.
Well, the Phillies are the best in the league, but
they beat the Yankees 3 out of 4. Congratulations.
The Phillies, they did
at home.
My Rangers, the Phillies did, but in fairness, I don't think everybody they've played is below 500. So
yep.
But I mean,
they're all ass.
True facts. They are technically the best.
True facts. Ruffalo breaking out the true facts.
They're all ass. We're gonna
hashtag truth.
I'll see y'all in
franchise.
Yeah, I'm going from the franchise player to the true.
The franchise player.
You guys team up this morning and say, you know what, we're going to bash the Orioles because Costy's on.
Usually,
Friday.
I mean,
I don't even know how we got here.
We don't. We've been at this.
We just lost last night and got cheated.
We've been at this. We've been at this for a while. We don't even have to get together on it. We already know where it's going. We already know where we're going with it. It's that it is that easy.
Okay.
I roll off. I don't even have to think about it. I just flip, go live. I'm on. I'm going on about 2 hours sleep this week, man. So I'm been in a good mood anyway. Doing that, I had a really good idea. It's like having about 18 other things going on and then start a new video that takes about 3 to 4 hours to make. That was my recent great idea. Yeah.
So have less on your plate this time of the year, put more on your plate than you had before.
Balance it out.
Yeah, balance it out. Smart.
Slaying it.
What's this new video?
First halves and first 5 innings. My other computer might have stopped out. I got to check it. I'm stuck at 98%. I'll be back. You guys can talk about me.
Just like talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, the Orioles need once the Orioles get Felix Bautista back, once he's healthy, he'll be fine. But it's
he's not coming back for a while.
He's coming back to September. But I'm saying you don't need to you don't need to bring in a multi-year closer. Maybe you bring in an Adderall. See, I looked at this. God damn it! I looked at the comments. You don't need to bring in a fill-in or something. But Kimbrel's not the answer. Cano's not the answer. Cano looks like a grown-up version of G-Baby from
Fixed It.
From what's that Keanu Reeves baseball movie? Oh God.
Moneyball?
No, it's something hardball.
Moneyball? Hardball.
Hardball. The Keanu Reeves baseball movie.
What position does he play?
He's the coach. It was actually a really good movie.
Nice. Good story.
How do you feel about Carlisle benching his guys?
Idiot. Yeah, it was that was Everybody clamoring that it was rigged after that point. Why are you pulling your guys with 9 minutes to go? And it's like, you weren't going to win anyone over by making that decision. Except Celtics fans.
I felt like, I mean, of course, I had Boston laying the point, so I was kind of happy when it happened. But in that same breath, though, like, they weren't going to win that game. So it's kind of like, you know, I already lost a player, banged up. We probably not going to win here in Boston. I mean, we ain't lost the game in Indiana yet. I think let's regroup. Some people may not like that, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Shout out some Celtics. Shout out Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. When are you gonna show up, buddy? Jaylen Brown, 40 burger. Indiana Pacers. See if they can go respond.
Derek White had a great game. It's much easy. It's an easy game when you spot up 3 in rotation and nobody's there. It's an easy game. It's amazing how that goes. All that blitzing, Jaylen Brown, because he was hot. He's just kicking it over. It was a typical Celtics performance when they play well. But I do believe they're going to win the series, like I said before the playoffs started. But whether they face Luka and the Mavs or that Minnesota D, it's going to be much different than what the Pacers play. They haven't faced any competition compared to the 2 teams left in the West.
Is it Papers or Pacers? I just want to make this clear to everybody.
Pacers.
Clearly, sounded like you said Papers.
Pacers.
Are you thinking about paper?
Get the Papers. Get the Papers. When Biddler Johnny 2 times it's on the live show. Get the Papers. Get the Papers. Anyways, what else is happening? Anything else exciting?
The Euro is starting here June 14th. The Copa America is starting June 19th. You got the Olympics in the summer. We don't really do any. I don't have any groups that give me information on the Olympics, but between the Euros and Copa America, I'm very excited. We're gonna launch a video series with Goran. It's gonna be big. So for people that bet soccer and they're into it, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be rated. There's gonna be a lot of unique bets that you could actually play with my coaching and money management. So can't wait.
Sounds exciting.
You gonna watch any of the Euros, Mitch?
No, I won't. I'll watch 0 Euros. I'll watch the basketball in the Olympics, and that's it. I won't watch any Olympics but basketball.
Track and field?
Hate it.
Swimming?
Hate it.
Handball?
Hate it.
Bombshell.
The only thing that I used to like was the boxing,
Water
and they
polo?
don't show it anymore.
Water polo? They show boxing.
I've checked out of the Olympics.
No, they show boxing. I just hate Olympic boxing. It's annoying to watch.
Well, because they don't cover it correctly anymore. When they used to
still
cover
do. They
it,
have the sub channels. They still do it.
yeah, but when they used to really cover Olympic boxing, it was the biggest thing in the Olympics. It was the Olympics. So how about this? So when the Olympics I checked out officially was the Atlanta Olympics. Evander Holyfield carries the torch into the stadium, hands it to Janet Evans, who gives the torch to Muhammad Ali, who lights the torch. They showed 0 boxing on NBC. 0. Not one fight. It's like 2 boxers carried the torch of the last 3 people. Evander carried it into the stadium. He's from Atlanta. One of the best Olympic boxers to never win the gold. Evander Holyfield. Oh my God, man. That's when the Olympics were the Olympics, man. He knocked that guy out cold. They said it was after the bell. He hit him right at the bell, cracked him, man. And to knock him out in those amateur fights with those big gloves and the headgear. Holyfield hit the guy right on the chin at the bell. They said he hit him after the bell. I think it was in Korea. It was that sad Korea fight, man, where I think it was Roy Jones Jr. who got the bad decision and refused to get out of the ring. He just sat in the corner of the ring for like I forget who it was, man. Maybe it was Roy Jones Jr. who sat in the corner of the ring and refused to leave the ring, man. The decision was so bad. It was like hideous, man. But boxing used to rule the Olympics. It was the sport. Sugar Ray Leonard, the Spinks brothers, Howard Davis. What sport is still good? I hear a lot of it used to be from you. Is any sport still up to par with you with what it was to what it is now? I think actually baseball is the one sport that actually the game is better than it used to be, but the guys who play it are a bunch of schmucks, and that's really part of the problem there. They're the least likable, right, of any of the athletes or the baseball players, right? They're as phony as fake gets, right? I mean, they're the fakest of fake, right? These are the fakest of fake, worst people out there. These are the worst people are baseball players. Why do you think that is? Why do I say that? Or why do I think it is? Why do you think it is? It is because of the union. And the union has destroyed the game. And what they say is this: I'd rather make sure that I make $60 million a year, regardless of how well or how poorly I play, than having the chance for the average person to be able to afford to go to a game. It's more important for me to get $1 more in my contract than that. And then what they've done is they've taken the game so that it's big market teams, Yankees, Red Sox, Phillies, Dodgers, right? Every single year, it's always the same teams because there's no salary cap, right? So there's no cap. So because there's no cap, the teams in the big markets can always afford. The Reds could never afford the roster that the Dodgers have. And then like all the sucker fans, oh, the Phillies are awesome, man. The Orioles are awesome. Yeah, because they went out and bent you over. You hardworking people who work hard for your money, they bent you over to put that team together. And you guys cheer them. It's ridiculous, man. Same thing with football, man. It's the same thing. That's why I always say NFL fans, biggest suckers on the planet. It's like same thing, man. It's like, who pays the bill? Oh, it didn't cost us anything when he signed that 60. Oh, you want to bet? You want to bet? Because you know what's going to happen? They're going to win. And then you know what happens when they win? Stadium referendum on the ballot. You know what happens when they do the stadium referendum? Who pays for that stadium? You do, man. It comes right out of your taxes. They raise your taxes, man. There's an extra tax in there. Been to Vegas recently? Still paying the stadium tax, right? When you go to check into your hotel, still paying it, man. You're paying it. You're paying it. So when they sign that giant contract for that bum quarterback, like, you're paying for it, man. It's not Mark Davis paying for it. The guy who has the money. It ain't him. It ain't Adams, right? Great receiver, but I'm paying for it. You are. And baseball is the worst of the worst, man, because there's no salary cap. Because the union has destroyed the game. Because in the baseball strike, when there was the strikes, not one player crossed the line. When the NFL went on strike, those guys showed their true colors, man. Hey, man, we only get 16 paychecks a year. I'm sorry. I got to go. And Joe Montana crossed the line, along with all the other big, high-priced guys, and left the guys who were the low-priced that needed the money from the strike, for the terms why they were striking, that they hung out to dry. And meanwhile, in baseball, nobody crosses the line, so that's why you have these contracts. And that's why you have it. So the Dodgers have a lineup. Chris, what's the Phillies payroll?
Oh, okay, give me a second.
I mean, that everyone thinks that, oh my God, they're so good. It's like, so here's the Phillies payroll is
254.
254. Is that just with guys that are active, or is that include the injured guys and guys that they're paying that aren't on the team anymore?
That just says including contracts and bonuses, 254. So you got, that's including injuries. There's a couple of.
So what's the Cincinnati Reds payroll?
Cincinnati Reds. $130.
What does Castellanos make? Nick Castellanos, middle of the road player on the Phillies, right? On that roster.
Nick Castellanos, $20 million.
20 million, so he's a bargain. What does JT Realmuto make?
23,875.
Okay. Is that the high end of his contracts, or is he in the middle years or something, or is that just balanced across?
It's just showing this year.
All right.
It's balanced across the last 4 years. From 2022 is contract years next year. 23,875 for 2022 to 25.
And who on the Reds is making that kind of money that put him up to 136? I wonder. So Taijuan Walker, Jay's boy, makes $18 million a year. Castellanos makes 20. Realmuto 23,875. Nola 24,571. Bryce Harper 27,538.
So some of it that's being factored in for Cincinnati is Joey Votto. Retains $7 million of his contract. Emilio Pagan is the only one with a contract over $1.5 million that's on the injured list. But the Reds have 3 active players making double-digit salaries, yearly salaries.
So Trey Turner, $27,272,000, right, on the bench. Is that factored in that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I see adjusted payroll at $245,305. I don't know if that includes that Trey Turner payment.
I would imagine it does.
So the Orioles are low, man. 111. Corbin Burns is the big guy there.
the three Reds that have a double-digit salary this season: Heimer Candelario, Frankie Montas, and Nick Martinez.
So the Orioles are low. But I wonder are they still paying Davis? Yes, they are. See, Davis, his salary doesn't count against that number, and neither does Michael Givens.
But that number is going to go up soon because you're still getting Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson on rookie contracts.
Yeah, because Davis makes and they're still paying Cobb $4.5 million as well.
I think we're still paying what's his name?
Bobby Bonilla, $500,000.
Bobby Bonilla, yeah. Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yep. Wow. Dylan Tate makes $1.5 million in the minors. Meanwhile, Jackson Holiday makes $63,648.
Yeah, you've got like 5 key pieces for the Orioles already this season.
But anyways, so some of these teams like the Orioles, they'll pay the price later, whatever. But I'm just saying that in baseball in general, what's wrong with it is this. You look at that, you look at the payrolls of these teams, and you look at the payrolls of the have-nots. And the have-nots can only compete for a year or two. The Orioles did make a big effort to not sign free agents for a while, but they were big free agent players for a very long time. They just lost with doing it. Peter Angelos, right? He was the owner. He's still the owner?
No, he's not anymore.
But he was. He was a big spender of free agencies. And
he's the worst. No, he wouldn't spend anything. It was the opposite. He wouldn't spend anything. That's why he just wanted to make money off the franchise and not actually spend.
Sounds like the
for
Cubs.
Free agents. Trash.
The Mets, the worst payroll in baseball.
Well, they probably still owe Scherzer and everybody else, right? They probably still owe Verlander. They probably still owe Scherzer.
30 million and 25 million for Scherzer
Yeah,
and Verlander.
there's no way. There's no way the Rangers picked up that whole Scherzer contract. No
8 million to James McCann.
Sweet.
Got 15 million to Kodai Senga. Brooks Raley getting 6.5. Shintaro Fujinami 3.5.
I want to come Brooks Raley. Chris
Lindor's
Davis is the bit. I mean, but in like in the NFL, Costi, Chris Davis's contract wouldn't have been guaranteed. They would have been out. There's no guaranteed football contracts. Very few. Very, very, very few. Except for Russell Wilson. But I mean, there's very few. Very, very few NFL contracts that are guaranteed money all the way. Anyways, we can get back to this. Yeah. Well, Deshaun Watson the jury's still out. Well, not that jury, but the jury of like how he's going to play on the field. Guess you got to choose your words carefully with Deshaun, don't you? Yep. All right. All right, we're going to give out picks or what, man? let's at least try to give out a couple games, and then we can always come back. Costi, what other teams you like?
I'm not a big – I don't watch baseball. I score watch the next morning, but the day of, I watch very little baseball. I do a lot of on the back end with all of our other submarkets. Like we're putting out 20, 30 plays a day in the craziest sports, not even sports, craziest places where they play basketball. It's just like ton of college baseball, European basketball, a lot of soccer. Again, it's a volume game, and it's not exciting. It's not pretty. It's not something where you're like.
Well, we're here to talk about the games that everybody else is betting.
So but I'm just asking you what I'm doing
against the Blue Jays.
What I do.
Yeah, I understand.
I talk about games on the show.
No, the question was what.
Still have analytics behind me. I just don't watch
them. The question was what other teams do you like, so we could bash them.
So I gave you a Pathy answer.
Yeah, right, exactly. You're still going unless we would cut.
He could be still in Alaska. Whale hunting. He was out there whale watching. We need to get Jay to Alaska. Let's make a GoFundMe.
Jay doesn't need a GoFundMe.
To the Arctic Circle. I just wanted to get some sort of reaction, but Jay's not. He's not with me right now.
I'm here.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Anything else? I think the original question was what sport doesn't suck now?
Turned into the
we got somewhere. It was good.
But I think boxing doesn't suck now as a sport. I just think the coverage of it is terrible. And I think a lot of the things that they did as a sport ruined this, hurt their sport, which is putting all the good fighters on only pay-per-view. So no one gets a chance to see the great fighters. So they don't even know what they're missing. Like how many people really saw Manny Pacquiao fight in his prime? Only people that paid. Same thing with Oscar. Same thing with Floyd. Same thing with all those guys. So, like, most of the world never got to see them fight. Tigers against the Blue Jays. Pirates against the Braves. And the Nationals against the Mariners. Jay, tell us what it's all about.
It's all about Jorge Kirby on the mound today. I'm on the Mariners. I'm gonna lay the run line. I know the Nationals are a competitive, scrappy team. You can bet them in certain spots. Not today. I think today is a get right spot for the Mariners. Y'all know me. I love my get right spots. And Jorge Kirby, I know the last couple outings haven't been the best. He's actually lost 3 of his last 4, and all 3 were on the road. But again, bounce back spot day. It's kind of just how I see it. So I'll lay the run line there with the Mariners. Give me some plus money. Manoah on that man today. Manoah. I'll take the Blue Jays. They cashed for me yesterday with Gausman. If we can get a Gausman Manoah win in back-to-back days, then I told y'all 100% true. It was the get right series, the get right little spot for the Blue Jays. The future is bright. Things are starting to turn around. Yeah. If they can get a Manoah win after a Gausman win, things are starting to turn around. I'm on the Blue Jays. Let's do it.
Speaking of MMA, tonight, Pick Dogs fighter
Lucas Rosa
will be fighting his second professional fight.
Combat FC.
A little video for everyone.
Yeah. I feel like he should get you a pair of those shorts so you could wear them, Mitch. You could wear them to the gym. Just wear them around the house.
I don't know. I just like this guy. I think he's a good guy. We should get him on the show. We should get him on the show. He's just a good guy. But anyways. But I think that some of the comments here, I definitely read the comments here. I didn't know there was Canelo versus Crawford fight hype, but it makes sense. But Crawford's so much smaller, so much smaller. But we've seen small versus big before, and small is one. They just, what happens is when they get to that really higher weights, like they lose the knockout power. So it's like even if they win, they just knock them around. Eventually, that's like with Manny, what they did. He started off at 108. He went to 154. It was like basically they were going to bring a circus elephant out there and see if he could knock that out, because it was like he couldn't knock anybody out once he got into the 140s. He was so far above his weight. Let's see. Yeah. I think MMA does kind of have it. Just the whole production. I agree with you.
There's a cool movie coming out too with The Rock, and he's doing a, based on a true story from an old UFC fighter named Mark Kerr. Looks pretty good. The War Machine. Jay up?
You're up. I started.
Oh. Dude, I'm going to do the over here in the Toronto-Detroit game. Both these teams have actually been hitting the ball well in the last 10 games. They're averaging over 8 combined runs a game. And even though Manoah, lately has had a pretty good ERA, his ERA on the season is pretty high, and the bullpens give up a lot of runs. I mean, there's a combined 9 runs between both bullpens on average. So I don't trust either bullpen. I'm not going to take a side here. I like the over 8.5 in that one. I don't know. I don't have anything on my board listed for an Atlanta pitcher. Do you guys have anything?
Nope.
Yeah, so I'm not going to give that one out. I have to run it through my model every time with the starting pitcher. So pass on that one. And then I don't have a play on the Seattle-Washington game myself, but I'm going to lean to the over there as well. I mean, Seattle seems like the right side, but I'm not going to lay 148. There's such a big board. I'd rather just pass on it. And Nationals are tough. I don't like them in this spot. And it's a to be decided pitcher as well for the Nats. So I'll pass on that game as a side, but I'll lean toward the over.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to back the Blue Jays at the best of times, But I think today's the day where I'm going to jump on him. I was at that last Alek Manoah start against the Rays last weekend, and he was locked in. Granted, this is the first time he's going to be back out on the road after, that horrible start to the year when he got rocked by the Nationals. But even when he was having a bad year last year, Detroit was one of the teams that Alek Manoah pitched really well against. The Tigers historically the last couple of years have been, a tough team to back against right-handed pitching, and I think that Manoah's got some confidence back. So I'm going to go with the Blue Jays in this one. Decent price on them. And I'll lean towards the Mariners as well. I trust Jorge Kirby a little bit more than I trust Mackenzie Gore. But that one, I'm not rushing to the window to bet. I don't love this first time slot, but I'll go with the Blue Jays and lean towards the Mariners. Mitch, what do you like here?
Thanks, Chris.
So, sorry
for the lead in.
Whoa! It's Friday. It's Friday.
I'm trying to help.
It's Friday.
Well, we used to have Surly Mondays. We could do Surly Fridays. The return of Surly Friday. The much anticipated return of Surly Friday. Our Surly Mondays. We'd have to have Rod back on the show for that.
I always get you on the bookends, basically. The Monday, Friday.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, man.
Is there a coincidence?
I get you on the bookends. It's like, how do we start? How do we finish?
I like the Nationals in this one. Mackenzie Gore is just straight money. I think that this game is really, really even. So I'll just go to the home team. And I don't love the way the Mariners are playing. I got to go with the Blue Jays as well. Manoah's pitching well, man. It's like you got to give it to him until further notice. And I'll tell you what, Falter's pitched well for the Pirates. He's pitched really well, and even over his last 3 starts, still an ERA in the low 3s over that span as well. But that Pirates bullpen, straight ass. I'm taking the Bravos in that one. We move on. Rays against the Royals, bullpen game for the Rays. Reds versus Dodgers. Graham, kiss my Ashcraft up against James Paxton. And the Mets, Christian Scott against Kyle Harrison. No relation to Benjamin Harrison, former president. Costa, you're up. Just because for some reason you're sitting in the wrong spot today, but that's okay. Maybe that's why I'm so grumpy.
Grumpy is not a temporary feeling. It's okay.
Well, that's deep.
Let me tell you something. It's okay. By mid-afternoon, you could be a very happy.
Costi got that out of a fortune cookie.
Feelings are temporary, not permanent.
In bed. It's from the fortune cookie, right? It's from the fortune cookie. You have to do that in bed.
Well, to be true, look. So we go to this real quick story. We go to this Chinese restaurant all the time, and they always say at the end, "Do you want the dirty fortune cookie or the regular ones?" So like people that have never been there before, I always go like this, dirty ones, and they open it and you just look at their face. It's just like it's hilarious, especially if it's like somebody that's older and just more like reserved. They go, okay. Whoa.
Okay. I'm coming to visit just for the dirty fortune cookie.
I could get them and just ship them to you.
All right. Well,
that's not a problem either.
Wow. Okay.
But
I can take
back to what I was. Yeah, I'll hook you up. I like Kansas City here. They've been playing really well, 8-2 in their last 10. I've made a lot of money with Kansas City this year. I've also made a lot of money fading Tampa Bay this year as well. Look, Seth Lugo, probably their best starter on that rotation. And even though Sean Armstrong, he's going to be in and out an inning or two. And like Mitch said, this is going to be a relievers game. A relievers game for them. And I don't trust the bullpen of Tampa Bay. To hold it down. I just like to see. I like what I'm seeing out of Kansas City consistently. night after night.
What's it going to take to put you on that Rays bullpen today?
Now you stumped me. I don't know. Take a lot. Then no opinion. I'm going to pass altogether on the Dodgers-Cincinnati game. And I like the Giants here. The Mets have been a disaster. They had all these high hopes going into the year. San Fran, of late is playing much better ball. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and they're scoring a lot of runs in bunches. It's Kyle Harrison is by far their best pitcher. I love taking him. And most of the time you're getting him as a large favorite. But in this case, you're getting him plus price. So if I can get Kyle Harrison at a plus price, the Mets are absolute ass. So Giants for me in that one.
Chris? Since you threw it to me, I'll throw it to you.
You're muted.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yet
he makes even more sense that way.
Wow. So I'm taking your Giants today. Whenever I see the Mets on one side and I see a left-handed starting pitcher on the other side, I go the other way. Kyle Harrison, he hasn't been, for me, the best starter that the Giants have had this year, but for whatever reason, the Giants win with this guy on the mound. They've won 7 straight starts made by Kyle Harrison. They're playing really well. And the similarity between the Pirates and the Mets is that you have a bullpen right now that's just blown it time and time again. The Mets finding new and creative ways to lose all the time. The Mets just struggling to put it together right now. They've given Christian Scott 1 run of support or less in each of his 3 starts. So I think the Giants can hold it down. I think the Giants have some great value here. So give me the Giants. And I'm also on the Kansas City Royals. They're a better home team than they are on the road. They're the most profitable home team in baseball. But of their 11 wins this season on the road, all 4 of them from Seth Lugo, they're 4-0 in his road starts. 0.62 ERA on the road. The Tampa Bay Rays continue to be inconsistent. I'm taking the Kansas City Royals here.
Yeah, the thing about I like that Royals game too, but the more I'm looking at it, the less I like it, but that's okay. I still feel good about it. I just don't feel as good about it. The Rays bullpen has just been really, really strong over their last 10 games, kind of turning it on. 2.27 ERA over the last 10. The Royals bullpen not so strong, 5.47. But Lugo can go deep into the game, and I think that should be able to carry them. And I think when you look at the hitting, the Royals have certainly been out hitting the Rays, who are hitting just you think the Mets suck against lefties, man. The Rays are 125 in their last 10 games versus left-handed pitching, and 224 versus righties. So it ain't going to take much, for the Royals to get it home in this one. When you look at the Mets, I agree with some of the things that Chris said, except the Mets are actually starting to hit lefties now a lot better than they were, which doesn't mean they're hitting lefties. It just means, they were in the 180s also, versus lefties, now up to 225 over the last 10 games. But the Giants, quietly, under protest by Jay Briggs, are hitting the cover off the freaking ball. They have to be, over the last 10 games, the best hitting team in baseball. Them and the Cardinals absolutely just crushing it. The Giants hitting 284 versus right-handed pitching in their last 10 games. They're crushing it. They're hitting lefties at 320. This team is bringing the big sticks. And Christian Scott, he had a good first outing, but he's been pretty much trash since then, man. So to me, it's not that Christian Scott. You could say he hasn't gotten any support. He's also got a 4.32 ERA. It's not, I don't know. So it is what it is. Everyone knows. I don't have to say who I'm taking because everybody already knows. If the Giants are playing, that's what I'm taking. And then the Dodgers Reds. When you see a Coors Field total not at Coors Field, usually a good sign that you're going to see a lot of runs, and I think you're going to see a lot of runs in this one. James Paxton's not a 2 ERA guy. He's a guy that gives up a lot of home runs, and he's playing in Great American. And Graham Kiss My Ashcraft. Oh, forget it, man. He's unwatchable. It's unwatchable. I might even have to turn on something else. Friday night, what's on Shark Tank? Did we miss the end of season already on that? Or I don't know. Jay, what do you got?
I'll take the Rays at home. That game I just got to take the Rays at home in that one. Struggling, Royals red hot, bullpen game for the Rays. 1 game below 500. It's the get right game for them at the crib. It just is. That's just how I see it. I know I don't like betting Tampa, but when it's obvious and it just kind of jump off the page to me, I tell you how I see it. So I kind of like Tampa at home at the crib. And then I like the Reds at home at the crib too, at that plus money. The Dodgers lost back-to-back to the Diamondbacks on the road. I told y'all. What did I tell you about that series?
I was on it. I was just going to say, I was on here Monday, and you said all I have to win is 1 for me to break even on the series. You actually won 2.
There you go. Shout out to the Diamondbacks.
Dave Miller says that's the squarest thing you could possibly say. Because I've done.
I don't shy away from being a square sometimes. I don't.
Because I always say, like, when I'm talking to him, I'm always like, "Oh, I'm a square," and he's always like, "No, you're a value player." He said, "That's not square if you're talk value." And then I said, "Well," and then later on when I was talking to him, I said, "Yeah," and I said, "Yeah," he said, "I figure if I win 1 out of the 3, I'm still ahead." And he said, "Yeah, that's square."
So like I've mentioned, a lot of pro bettors in baseball struggle because it's less value and more eyeball test. You could do this successfully when you're dialed in, and like Jay does, and Chris and you, it's way different in baseball, and that's why a lot.
Yeah, but I watch the games, but I don't make my picks based upon what I watched, because I know you go to a baseball game and you never see the same thing twice. I also know that players play to the back of their baseball cards. So Jay loves the hype train. He loves all that stuff, and that's his style, and it works for him, right? My style is, value, 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 value. And I'm willing to take the loss on the White Sox last night and, get beat up in the YouTube comments by everyone who bet the -290 Orioles and acts like a freaking hero. I'm willing to take it. I don't really care, because I know over the long term I'm going to win, and I'm going to continue to do that, because all I have to do is win less than half my games, and I'm still going to turn a profit. If I can get to 51 or 52 or 53%, which I've done before, it's life-changing. It's not just winning. It's life-changing winning. While all of these other people, you got to hit 57, 58, 60% just to turn a profit. I can't do that. I'm not going to bank on that. Try and pick the NFL every game just straight up without a point spread and see how you do. See how you do, man, over the course of the season. My guess, you're going to lose a lot of games. It's just the way it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I said the wrong terminology. Not value, edge betting, where they're catching.
There's no edge. There's better numbers and numbers where you get better value, but that's not important in baseball. That's why it's only got a 4 to 5% edge versus college football, college basketball, 9 to 10%. Yeah.
So it's much higher.
No, that is 100% true.
Yeah,
it's a tougher game.
For sure, it is a tougher game, but you can still pick spots and situations to fade teams. And I like this spot and situation to fade the Dodgers, coming off a significant homestand. Really didn't end it that well. Lost back-to-back. Now they're out on the road facing a team like the Reds, who've been reeling recently. I'm telling you, this building gonna be rocking today. Sold out for the Dodgers to see Mookie, Freddie, Ohtani Friday night. It's gonna be jumping in Cincinnati tonight, and them boys gonna play well. And you're gonna give me this much plus money fading a Dodgers team who are not playing all that well right now, and we know they're overvalued every single day because of the Dodgers, and they're not gonna win every single game this season. It's just a perfect setup situation to take a shot on a team like the Cincinnati Reds. That's how I see the game. That's how I've been betting the game this season. So give me Cincinnati money line. And so yeah, I took the Rays and I took the Reds here. That Giants game, I don't love it. I don't like betting the Mets. I'm a small lean on the Giants, but in all honesty, I'm not going to the window with it.
Anyways, next up, I'm just replying to some YouTube comments. I'm in a little battle here in Ruffalo's Timberwolves Mavericks video with some guy in here. He said, we're not even on the game yet, but he says this. Game 2 home favorites who lost game 1 are 50-36 against the spread and 69-18 on the money line. So I don't know about your sneaky feeling. The odds are super slim. Here, this is where he's just absolutely lost his mind. The odds are super slim. Only 21% of underdogs have won game 1 and 2 straight up. So, yeah, not worth the sprinkle on this one. And this is from someone who took the Mavs plus 4.5 the first game and money line because he has a bookie that lets him bet after the game, right? Because we didn't see his pick on that game. And here's my answer. I said, and the dogs are at 8-2 outright in the Timberwolves' last 10 games. So, according to your gospel, 80% chance the Mavs win outright tonight. If you're going to go by that, by your streaks and trends. And that's exactly right. I mean, 80% of the time in Mavericks games, in Timberwolves games, the dog wins outright. It's like, and he's like, so of course he's going to throw in the laughing emoji, right? The whole thing. Like I'm the dumbass, right? But I don't know how much money I've made betting in my lifetime, right? Probably, I'm sure more than this guy. But it's not a pissing contest here. He says, we are talking about the playoffs here, not just a regular season game. My stat included the playoffs, right, that I gave him. Not just a regular season game. So that stat is pretty irrelevant compared to the one I provided. The stat I provided is more psychologically correlated to the situation the T-Wolves are in now. This is the kind of urgency teams in this spot who lost game 1 home court have played game 2 at home. And that is 69-18 on the money line, winning at a 79% rate. This must be Jay throwing in this BS comment to defend his Mavs. Should I answer him correctly? Should I give him the right answer here? Should I tell him the truth? Costi, should I tell him the pat answer here?
No, I don't care.
My watch costs more than your car. Should I tell him that? And it was all paid for by sports betting. How about that?
I could care less. That's a thing. In this series, I realized there's no winning. I can't win. You know what I mean?
Everybody has an opinion, and they all stink.
I wonder if he really watched the video, really heard what I said. Like, really, I don't think he did. I'll break it down for y'all in a little bit, though.
Yeah, well, we could do a playback of Jay watching his video and explaining it, the deeper dive with Jay Briggs. Oh, that would be the best, man. We could actually do it on a regular YouTube and have it like a reaction, like Jay's reaction to his own jam session. So we'll call it the jam session, a deeper dive.
And of course, you're going to have this type of stuff when it's island games. I mean, this is the only NBA game. It's like everybody that's going to argue with you over a Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
Why do I always get this? The laughing and crying emoji. Why do I always get that, or the clown? Why do I
choose to respond? That's step one. You failed. You failed right away. You responded.
Yeah, but you know what? This is what I do, man. This is what I do. I do this. I love what I do, and this is what I do. So it's like I'm not gonna like sit there and let some guy roll over me in the comments. I don't need to, man. It's like, oh, you shouldn't respond. You shouldn't respond. That means you're a coward, man. I'm not afraid of these people. It's like, right?
You're probably arguing with like a 22-year-old that's in college, and you have this much experience, and he has this much experience, and you're trying to like correlate logic, and the guy's up here with emotion, no logic. It's all right. Listen, I've been there a gazillion times. You know that.
I mean, we went over it yesterday. I got my first death threat, 3 weeks into this stuff. I hate you. I hate your glasses. I want to kill you. I don't wear my glasses anymore.
Here's the thing. The ones you have to worry about are the ones that don't write that. The ones that actually write that, probably you don't have to worry about. Jay, where we get some Chick-fil-A?
Nah.
So what?
Good old fashioned hotcakes and sausage from McDonald's. Just, you know what I mean? Simple, to the point.
Never had it.
You've never had hotcakes and sausage from McDonald's?
Never. I haven't eaten at McDonald's since I was like 6.
Sometimes you just sit there and you're like, you know what? Oh well.
Never. I just make them. I got a kitchen right here. Make them.
I'm busy. Right after the show. I gotta go. So I got graduations and shit today. So
I'm never busy.
Look like you're dressed for a funeral. You going to graduation?
I gotta go to a graduation after this.
Where are you graduating from?
PJ Washington shirt?
Yeah, I'm wearing my PJ Washington shirt. Let everybody know I'm on that type of timing today.
Who's graduating?
My little sister.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
We got the Red Sox, Brewers, Twins, Rangers, and the White Sox, Orioles. We'll hear some wisdom from the franchise player. 58 minutes in, we're into Game 7.
That's y'all today. All right. That's y'all today.
I miss you guys. So like I have a lot to talk about twice a week.
Oh, believe me, we could easily still be talking about other stuff.
Oh, of course. Most definitely.
Don't dare me, Jay, because I'll go there.
Don't threaten him with something that he'll do.
You want to get me on a tangent? We'll just break out the magic 8-ball.
For these three, I lean towards the Red Sox at home. I just trust Cutter Crawford more than I trust Bryce Wilson. Wilson is really starting to regress in a hitter-friendly ballpark like Fenway. I think he could be in some trouble. Crawford's been one of the more reliable starters the Red Sox have had this season, so I lean towards Boston there. I'm going to go with the Rangers at plus money. I don't love Jose Urania, but I don't think this game should be a minus 156. I think it should be closer to minus 120, 125. So getting plus 132 with the Rangers in a spot where it could be a great spot for them to start the turnaround and get back on track. I'll lean towards the Rangers there. I'm gonna go with the over 7.5 in that Orioles White Sox game. I was originally on the Orioles run line in the video, but that was before the debacle that happened yesterday. I think the White Sox break out the bats. Corbin Burns. The more I think about it, I don't know. He's not a minus 290 pitcher, and it's like, I guess it's partially because the White Sox are on the other side. I think the White Sox can get to him. I think the Orioles will get to Chris Flexen here, so I like the over 7.5. I think that total is just too low.
I ain't gonna lie. I could have $10 million. I will still be eating McDonald's.
I don't.
$10 million.
I will be eating McDonald's to the day I die. I swear to God.
You will not. You will not.
I will. I promise.
No, you won't.
If he had $10 million, he'd get a McDonald's installed in his house, so he wouldn't have to go get it.
No, you won't. You won't. You won't. You won't, man. Because as you get older, man, you go to the doctor, and the doctor explains to you that you have a choice, and that's what happens. Either you manage your health, or you let it manage you. And you'll say,
like overall, I'm a fairly healthy person.
Jay, you're 20. When I was 23 years old, man. When I was 23 years old, believe me, I had so many good drugs going through my system. I didn't even need to use, man. I was already stoned. I was already there, man. It's like people used to say, man, oh yeah.
Wait, so you're telling me during your haze of running, and you were all drugged up, you didn't go to McDonald's?
Me? Who am I, Bill Clinton?
Just saying. Like in your 20s, you didn't go to McDonald's?
Nope.
What'd you do for food?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What'd you like? Late night, you're out, you're doing your thing.
Waffle House, bitches, man. Covered, smothered.
You want to sit down and in public show your face, rather than just go through drive-through somewhere.
I would have frozen food at home or something like that.
Wendy's?
I don't eat red meat, man, so I don't eat any of those places.
Have you never eaten red meat?
Been in a very, very long time.
But if you had really good rib cap, you would try it.
I tried filet mignon in 2000 or 2001.
Filet mignon's changed since 2001.
It was Costco filet mignon.
No wonder you don't eat red meat anymore. No, I'm kidding. I was actually had some good stuff.
I was on a boat trip, and they had like one of those big fillets. You know, they cooked it and everything on a houseboat. You know, Norris Lake. Good times, man. Man, was that wasted.
All right. Trying to fix my eating habits there, but McDonald's will still get 8.
It's okay. I'm just saying, when you get older, we'll have the conversation if I'm still alive.
Fair.
Costi doesn't want me to comment on my videos anymore. Jay's videos.
What? I'm just saying, you get, I like to not put more on my plate stress-wise. And when I get into these deep conversations with clients, and then I realize I'm talking to a 22-year-old, it's like, what am I doing? How did I get here? It's like I'm arguing with a child who could read, statistics off of a page.
I love doing this stuff. This is what I do.
I know.
I love when people have the what do you do for a living discussion. Like I went to my niece's graduation. They had the graduation party, and like all these other parents were there.
What do you say?
What do I say?
Yeah,
I'm a gambler. We have a YouTube show. We have websites.
Hey, when people ask me,
you're an influencer.
First thing that I say content creator. That's the first thing that I say.
Influencer.
And then they be like, "Oh, what do you do?" Well, and then the second part, as soon as they say, "Well, oh, what does that entail?" Then I say, "Gambler."
Yeah. See, for me, I like conferences. Like if I'm at a conference or something, I say blogger. But it's like if I'm at a party or something, I might as well get it out there.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is.
Sports consultant. Just like there's a stock consultant, you're consulting people how to make money in the sports market. And you're an influencer.
Am I up?
Yep.
Up? I'm up. Red Sox-Brewers. Well, no worse team at home than the Red Sox. And they're ass at home. As they get stupid, dummy, crazied on at the crib. I'm going to take the Brewers in that one. Twins, Rangers. I'm going to take the Rangers, man. I just think, like Chris said, everyone knows I love
y'all been on us too much. Can y'all leave us alone? Like,
because
we always play good when y'all be attacking us. See,
plus money,
waiting for us to get good. Can y'all leave us alone?
Well, if you're going to give me plus
the last little bit, and they've been
well, then they got to play, man, because I if there's plus money there, I'm probably going to take them if it's a 50-50 game against the 50-50 Twins. And then I'm taking the White Sox money line against the Orioles. They're going to beat the crap out of Burns. This is the type of guy they beat, is Corbin Burns, and they're mad after last night, man. That was just bullshit. Jay, you're up.
I'm just saying, man. Like, damn, everybody, leave our Rangers alone. When y'all be hating, that's when we be going off.
Oh, don't worry. All I have to do is get to about minus 170, and I'll be hating.
Nah, I'm just messing with y'all because y'all already know I'm on us today too at the plus 140 fading the 50-50 Twins. So come on now, y'all knew that. We all knew that. We can move on. Jose Urania signed me up. Urania ain't been bad. I told y'all. He been good, to be honest. Like, I can trust him. And I love fading the Twins. Twins ain't having the best 2-week stretch either. So 50-50 game, 2 50-50 Twins. I mean, 2 50-50 teams. The 50-50 Rangers and the 50-50 Twins. I'll take the plus money. That's all I'm saying. I'll take the Brewers too. The Red Sox at home, it just is what it is. On the road, we be, but it's Cutter Crawford on that mound today too, though. Hold on, it is Cutter on that mound today. I'm yapping. I'm taking Cutter Crawford at home. I'm yapping. I almost let Mitch get me. Nah, I can't. Let me Cutter Crawford at the crib. If anybody gonna be the stopper, is him. I know he ain't been too hot lately. He done lost 4 of his last 5 outings. Trust me, I get it. Theme for today is the bounce back day. That's the theme for today. Bounce back for the Rays, bounce back for the Red Sox, bounce back for Cutter Crawford. Let's do it. That's all I can slap.
All right.
It's you, Costi.
Man, the Red Sox are so bad at home. I just don't particularly like this matchup with Wilson. It's a tough one for me. I don't have a play on this game, but if I had to take a lean, I would take Milwaukee on the road just from a trend that I fade Boston a lot at home. I've done that this year. So if I had to lean to anybody, I would definitely take the dog side with the value with Milwaukee rather than laying 134 with a team that is under 500 at home. It's very unlikely where you win on the road and you lose at home in the majors. So small lean to Milwaukee. No play in the Twins game. The 50-50 Rangers, man, and it's the 50-50 Twins. So somebody's got to get one side of the 50, right, Jay?
Yeah. 50-50 Twins, 50-50 Rangers, attack the plus money in the 50-50 situation.
That's right. Attack the plus money value, plus 136. And again, like Mitch said, you could hit 500 in baseball if you're on the value dog side, and you're going to be very well off. So the losses will come, but the key is getting volume in every day. So Texas for me. And then in the last one, I'm going to take the under. They don't have a lot of run support when Corbin Burns pitches. He's got a great ERA, but he's had no run support. And that's why he's 1-4 in his last 5. But a lot of the games go under. I don't see the White Sox scoring a lot of runs.
They got cheated yesterday, though. I
know. But they're not a high-flying team. I mean, I would even lean toward the White Sox with the plus money. I would never ever lay 1.5, 270, nothing. Wouldn't even touch that. So I would lean toward the White Sox, but I like the under more than just the White Sox in this one. So it's a bad number now. It opened at 8. It's only 7.5 now, but small lean in the under.
Oh, it's a bad number. Then you take the other side.
It's right on there. So I'm not going to be betting this game.
What about this game?
They got the job done yesterday.
Man, I cried down there last night. Damn. That was good that game last night. I don't know if y'all stayed up and watched that thing. I know many of y'all didn't. If you did, man, that was a good game, man. It's gonna be a great series. For sure. I'm avoiding Rod like the plagues until we get a dub. So
it's funny because I'm avoiding Rod like the plague. No, I'm just kidding. Chris is like, I've been avoiding Rod all season. Rod's got some good bits, man. We did a lot of shows with Rod. I probably did 1,000 shows with Rod.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, decent.
We had some good times.
The Bundesliga will always.
Oh, definitely. Rod is like. I mean, you think getting Ruffalo mad is fun, or like getting him annoyed is fun? I mean, Rod is.
There were days.
Stop putting words in my mouth. No, I won't stop putting words in your mouth. You told me to say this. It's like, no, I didn't. You're putting words in my mouth. He's spitting. It's like before Rod. We had two Rods on the show. We had Rod before teeth and Rod after teeth.
Yeah. It's just like it's like when you look at like history, it looked like BC and AD. It was like before teeth and after teeth.
After teeth. Rod was the best, man. Before teeth, get all mad, start spitting. It's like, what did you say?
And then Rod got it done. I remember Rod got it done, and Mitch was like, "Oh, you think because you got teeth now, it's you can all of a sudden start to."
Remember when? Remember, like the whole time leading up to the teeth operation, he'd be like, "I'm nervous about it."
Should have
You were an ass for that.
I was. Why? Because I'm telling him, don't worry, you'll wake up. It's like, that's not what I'm worried about. Like, oh.
He's like, I wasn't worried about that, but I'm worried about it now.
Yeah, but Shitterdale is probably, the Shitterdale is always.
oh man.
No. I know what the best bit is.
Blizzards?
No. We're talking about Easter candy. Reese's Pieces.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And the bitch was like, whoa.
Family show.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Well, we got the Cubs Cardinals.
Don't get me started on that.
Cubs Cardinals. Got the Guardians Angels and the Rockies Phillies. Oh man. Making the pizza. I think it's me.
Is it? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, let's just say this.
Nobody wants to hear you say what you finna say, Costi. We already know.
Yeah, no one wants to hear it. We're gonna mute you.
Yeah.
So basically what it is this is the way of the world. Okay. There are rivalries in sports. There are Michigan, Ohio State. There is Yankees, Red Sox. There's Cowboys and Washington, Redskins, right? Commanders, whatever you want to call them now. There's big time rivalries. Auburn, Alabama, right? I mean, big time rivalries. Cardinals-Cubs is the initial rivalry. It's the first rivalry in the history of sports. This is the oldest rivalry in all of sports. It's Cardinals versus Cubs.
Who cares?
Well, because I'm getting to the point. I have a point.
Okay.
I have a point. Miles Michaelis, whatever you want to call him. Okay. He sucks. All right. He's got like a 6-something ERA, 5-something over his last 10 games. But he is a straight cold-blooded Cub killer. And that is the only reason they keep him on the roster is because when he pitches, they beat the Cubs every fucking time, man. I am taking the Cardinals. This is about as easy as it gets. I mean, and the Cardinals also throw in this. They are hitting the cover off the ball, man. They are really. I mean, you see what they did to the Orioles? I mean, they're hitting like 290 versus righties and like 278 versus lefties over the last 10 games. I mean, they're just absolutely crushing the baseball. And with Michaelis going, who I'm telling you, man, the only reason he's on this team is because he always beats the Cubs. Thank me later. I also like the Guardians against I also like the Angels against the Guardians. The Guardians come in kind of Pathy-esque with that big 9-1 over the last 10. And it just seems like a good spot to fade him. Sandoval's been exceptional over his last 3 starts, 2.27 ERA.
Wait, say that again. What does it take to fade Pathy?
He needs 10 wins in a row or going for 10.
Got it. Okay.
And then what's the other game? Is the Rockies-Phillies. I gotta lay the runs here with the Phillies, man. It's like I hate doing it, and this will probably see. The thing is, like when I taken the Dodgers on the show, they always lose. So maybe this will be it for the Phillies too. I'll lay 2.5, 3.5 with the Phillies. 3.5. Jay.
Sound like Missy Elliott.
Man, them boys, they back home.
Freak on.
Them boys, they back home.
Jay doesn't know that song.
All I'm saying is them boys, they back home, man. And last time we seen them at home, we know what they did. They swept the best team in baseball. That's all I'm saying. That's what they did last time they was at the crib. Y'all forgot about them because they've been on the road. They played all right on the road. Now they come back home and they finna do their ass in. All right. It's just something about that air up there in Denver. All right. Hear me out. I'm on the Rockies money line. I'm fading the damn Phillies. They not that good, bro. They just not. I'm back on my hating the Phillies train. I'm there.
I like being on the hate the Phillies train.
Yeah, they nauseating. They just act like they so good and don't do nothing. I'm on the Rockies. Back at home at the crib. Ty Black, he been all right, man. He been all right.
He's terrible. He's straight ass. Are you kidding?
He been all right, man. He been all right.
He's not all right. He stinks, man.
Other than that last outing against the Giants, he's been all right. Like, he went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 1 earned against the Rangers, gave up. You know what I mean? Before that, he had went 3 games, only giving up 1 earned. That's all right.
He's got a 7.62 over his last 3 starts.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. 3 of his last 4 outings, he gave up only 1 earned. That's all right. That's what I'm saying.
I hate the Phillies as much as anyone, but I'm not going to sit here and promote Ty Block as a reason.
I am.
Major league pitcher.
I'm a promote Ty Black.
He was left-handed, or else he'd be out of a gig for sure.
Yeah, I could make the argument he'd been better than damn Christopher Sanchez.
Who?
Christopher Sanchez.
I don't even want to get that. I don't even want to get that going.
So
I don't even feel like it.
Give me Ty.
All right, we can talk about it.
And as much as I hate to say these words, I'm taking the Cubs. I'm not even gonna go too deep into it because these next 2, they're gonna go.
I'll switch to the Twins then. If you're gonna take the Cubs, I'm
gonna take the Cubs, and I'll let these next 2 guys give you the love fest. So,
oh God, I'm taking the Twins then. That's just, I'm telling you.
I'm on the Cubbies now.
Why?
Tell them why. I'm taking the Cubs.
Imanaga-sama.
What is it? I don't even know where that comes from.
So if you watch the show Shogun.
No, I don't watch any shows that you recommend. It's like
Really?
it's like
Come on, man. It was
you know when
coming
you
back.
take
I don't
you know
want to
when
hear
you-
it. Yellow
you know when you
Jackets are
take
coming back.
standardized
They're
testing.
coming back.
You know
They're coming. I
here.
don't wanna
So
hear
you know when you take standardized testing and it's like this is to this as this is to this. It's like this is to this as Costy's television show selection is to Mitch's driving, and it's very very.
You have bad taste in TV watching.
You're the worst
You
TV
have-
watcher out there.
You have bad taste.
Yeah,
You have
Yellow
bad taste.
Jackets is awesome.
It was a good show.
Oh God,
You're
please.
just bitter because Lost ended the way it is, so it gave you PTSD. I know that.
That's time I'm not
What
going to
happened?
get back. I'm not getting that time back, man. I'm not getting it back. That was pre-binge watching. You know, you couldn't binge back then.
In Shogun, the top guy in each family, they end it with Sama. So that's Toranaga is the top guy in the family, and they call him Toranaga Sama. So it's Imanaga Sama. So let me give you this. Let me do a devil's advocate of what Mitch was saying. Mikolas, that's Greek, by the way. His last two starts against the Cubs, loss again last year. Maybe when he was younger.
The Cardinals were terrible last season, man.
I don't care.
Everybody. It
I
was
don't
the
care.
worst season they had.
You made the statement that said they keep Mikolas just to beat the Cubs. The Cubs have owned the Cardinals 7-3 in their last 10. Imanaga is just as good on the road as he is at home. Now, I won't lay the favorite price on him. I'll lay
the Cardinals are 7-3. 7-3.
I know they are.
7-3 in his last 10 starts versus the Cubs.
But it's also Miles Michaelis, Mitch. He's ass.
Yeah, but I'll tell you who's ass. Is the Cubs hitting.
Yeah, and the Cubs aren't that
hitting
good.
is terrible, man.
They do. They are.
Terrible.
But you have the potential.
The Cubs over their last 10 games. The Cubs over their last 10 games. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'll just say he's the eventual Cy Young winner. That's what you're going to say. He will be. He's the third best odds right
man.
now.
It's like you can't. It's like
he's got a better odds right now than Sale.
It doesn't matter because it's a long season, man. The Cy Young will be decided in the second half. It doesn't get decided in May. And let me tell you what does get decided in May is that the Cubs over their last 10 games are hitting 185 versus right-handed pitching. But don't worry, against lefties, it's 141. They are straight garbage, man. They cannot hit the ball, while the Cardinals are hitting righties over their last 10 games at 281 and hitting lefties, which Imanaga is, at the tune of 273, man. They're going to light his ass up and send him packing. Just like they did to the Orioles. They beat him up, man. They chewed him up, spit out. You should have seen on this show. Oh, man, I'm taking the Orioles. And Jay was like, I feel like I'm betting big today. I'm going to take the Orioles for the game that already started and they delayed, man. Like that's right. He's fading the Cardinals. Gibson, Lynn, done. But they're hitting. They are hitting the baseball, man. They have Arenado. They have Goldschmidt. They have guys that when these guys hit, man, they have got a murderer's row lineup of their own. They traded Gomber to get Arenado. That's how good he is, right, Chris? It's like, what's it going to take? Well, we're going to need Gomber. Let's think about this for a second.
Fade, man.
Go ahead, man. Fade their ass. Go ahead. Put a premium on it. Lay the 1.5.
I did.
Cubs.
The Phillies game. Go ahead, Jay. You're good. I'm going to pass on the Philly-Colorado game. I would say what you said, Mitch, the alternate 2.5. I just hate giving it out because I always get them messages after the show. I can't get -2.5. My book doesn't offer it. So I don't like to.
You shouldn't be messaging me.
These are nice people. These are people that are nice to me. They're very respectful of my time. So I would take the alternate line on this one. Colorado's trash. We did have them the other day, and thank God they won in the 10th inning, but they can't hold a lead. Their bullpen is trash. Philly is playing amazing. Christopher Sanchez is a stud. He's actually leader for the Cy Young. They have 2 of the 3 shortest odds for the Cy Young on that same team.
Oh,
That's always
God,
going to be
man.
a good sign.
Oh, God. Mr.
I know
May
you love
over
Sale.
here.
Everybody else is trash.
Mr. May.
I get it.
Mr. May. You know that Reggie Jackson was Mr. October? You're Mr. May. It's like
I'm just reading it for you.
Someone else was Mr. May. I forget who it was, but
you brought up
they said
May
that
to
about some
me
guy they used to call
against the
Mr. May.
Orioles.
It's
You
like
said they don't hit in May. That's what you said. They don't hit in May. Now you're saying May doesn't matter. Does it matter or doesn't matter?
I'm looking at one game at a time, man. I'm looking at one game at a time. I'm looking at the recent play, the recent form of these teams. Okay, you're talking about a Cubs team that was just home. Okay, for the series, couldn't get a hit, couldn't scrap a run across the plate, man. Couldn't do anything. They played with a 30-mile-an-hour wind at their back and couldn't hit the freaking baseball, man. It's like they got owned. And I'll tell you what, man, they're gonna get owned tonight. It'll be Imanaga's worst start of his career, of his season tonight.
You want to bet
on this game? I don't know what our balance is. I don't even know what our balance is on that.
You just hating on Imanaga, man. He's gonna come out there throw a gym.
Yeah, he's gonna just what?
That's all he's been doing is pitching gyms. So it's like I can't keep, me.
What's up with that collar, man? Is that from? I probably can't even say what week it was from, but let's just say
no. So this weekend. Is the city colors. It's on the collar and it's on the sleeves inside. Say it, Mitch. Say it.
I said it.
From Pride Week. Is that what you're
saying? I didn't say that.
You said Hofstra Week.
Say it.
I did.
Hofstra Week.
Hofstra Week.
Plain and simple. Last game. We're getting back to it. Cleveland. They've been a money-making machine. Plus 1,400 on the year if you bet every game for $100. This team cashes. I get what Jay's saying. This could be a get-right game for the Angels. I'm not buying it. Angels are too inconsistent.
I didn't say that.
Well, you said it was a get-right game for the Angels.
For the Rockies.
That was the Rockies. Sorry.
Angels are ass.
Angels are ass. Cleveland for me.
Not Sandoval. Not Sandoval.
No, not Sandoval.
Not Sandoval. Last slot.
Oh, we're there. We made it.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Rastros against the A's. The D-backs versus the Marlins.
The money Marlins.
And the best game on the board, the Padres against the Yankees. Jay, you're up. Yeah, back to you, man. Went around the horn.
Hey, man. Both my teams starting to show signs of life here. 2 teams I rode a lot last year, the Money Marlins and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The thing is I don't know if I can trust the Marlins, especially not coming first game off the significant homestand. Now they're out on the road where we've seen them struggle. And I'm here to tell you, mama, that man on that mound today, and he's not on the road. He at home, at the crib. I'm laying the run line with the Diamondbacks and my guy Gallen. Diamondbacks bats are low-key been hitting pretty well recently too. So I don't think it's too crazy to say that they continue to hit well off Miami. And I don't think it's crazy to say Gallen has a solid outing. So when you put all the pieces together, I think it correlates to a run line win for Arizona. I'll lay it there at the crib. I'm going to take I don't take them often. I really don't. I think they're overrated and overvalued. But this guy is a former Ranger, so I can always find my angle, man. I'm taking Yu Darvish and the Padres at home, at the crib, money line, fading the Yanks. Yanks, they're also coming off a significant homestand. They did look well in the last 2 games, but I don't know. It's a lot going on over there in the Yankee land, man. That's, they kind of dropped a couple bombs on their fans a couple days ago. I just think they finna go through a little cold period. They hell of a start to the season. I don't know. I ain't liking the vibes in Yankee land right now. Basically, I ain't liking it.
Darvish hasn't allowed a run in his last 4 starts, man. He's been the best pitcher in baseball over the last
there's
month.
also that, but I'm just talking.
He's only allowed 9 hits. I mean, he has been on fire.
Like they already over there backtracking, basically saying they're not going to re-sign Soto.
He's halfway home.
Did you hear their owner basically come out crying for the Yanks, basically talking about their payroll's too high, it's unsustainable? Shut up. You did this. Y'all did this. Now you want to try to walk it back because don't walk it back. Pay that money on Yankee land. Pay that money. But say that to say the Padres, I'm on them today. And the Astros, Verlander, -170. It seems like a setup. I'm just saying it seems like a setup. Do I have the balls to bet the A's today? Maybe. Am I rushing to do it? Not really. Somebody knows something though. I kind of want. I'm a sprinkle on the A's. There, I said it. I'm a sprinkle on the A's. What you thinking, Costa?
I'm going to go with the over in the Houston A's matchup. Ross Stripling has been absolute ass. And Houston's been putting up in their last 10, they're putting up over 6 runs a game. The total, I actually got the total at 8. It's now 8.5 when I bet it earlier today. And Verlander, he's not the old Verlander that, that's going to pitch a potential shutout or strike out a bunch of people. He is now just a very regular pitcher that is in his senior years in the league. He's averaging, 3.5 runs per game ERA. And I just liked what I'm seeing from Houston in the bats. I could see this game going either way. I wouldn't be shocked if Oakland got out to an early lead and then either won the game or Houston came back against the A's relievers and win. I just think there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. So, I'm not going to take the side here. I'm going to take the over. And I'm going to go with the Marlins here, +158. I think you're getting value, which I like. And I'm not laying 188 with Gallen. And I think it's going to be a letdown spot for them after beating the Dodgers 2 out of 3. And Miami's been playing exceptionally well. I mean, I know Braxton Garrett's ERA is absolute trash, but there's going to be a regression there. And, in a correction where it's going to go down. The guy's not that bad. He just wasn't getting run support. And, even if he gets a good 4 or 5 innings out of him, I could see this being a very close game, and I'd rather be on the +158 than the -188 in a 50-50 game. And in that last matchup, I just think the very public bet today, this is just my opinion, is going to be the Yankees on the cheap. And a lot of sharps are going to grab the Padres. I just think this is a 50-50 game. I'm going to lean toward the Padres. I'm not going to bet this game. Yankees are hot as hell, but Padres are coming on, and Darvish has been pitching unbelievably well, like Mitch said. So I'm going to lay off this one altogether, but small lean on the Padres.
I'm gonna take the Astros -1.5, 2.5. They're gonna tee off on Ross Stripling. Even when they were having their inconsistencies, they've still been the best team in baseball against right-handed pitching in terms of batting average, team OPS, isolated power, all those other metrics. And Ross Stripling just doesn't get any run support outside of the one start where he gave up the 11 runs in like an inning and 2/3, where the A's gave him 8 runs of support in that game and a 15-8 loss. He's gotten 4 runs of support or less. To me, this seems like a spot where you could see a vintage Verlander start. 7 innings of shutout baseball. I'm taking the Astros run line in that one. I I like the under in the Yankees Padres. Yu Darvish has been lights out lately. It's absolutely crushing it right now. And the Padres, well, we've talked about how bad their offense has been against left-handed pitching. I'm not a Carlos Rodon fan, but we've seen the Padres struggle against less lefties than what they're up against here. So give me the under in the Yankees Padres.
I like the Padres against the Yankees. Darvish has had a really good career numbers against the Yankees, but he faced them last year around this exact same time. That game was in New York, though, and he got absolutely shellacked. It was probably one of the worst outings of his career. He lasted just 2 1/3. He allowed 7 runs. He got crushed. But this game in San Diego, Darvish is a gamer, man. At this point, he's a veteran. And he is dealing, man. He has been just lights out. I've been on him every single game of this streak, and I'm going to continue to ride it. Why not? We got on it early, and we got on it all the way. So why get off the horse now? I like his chances way better than Naga. If you need a Japanese pitcher today for some reason, you got to have a Japanese pitcher on Fridays. I think I'm with Chris. I think you lay the big runs here with the Astros, 3.5, 4.5, whatever. I don't think the A's are going to score a run in this game. Justin Verlander gave up a grand slam last time to William Contreras, and it was just a bad pitch at the wrong time. He had 2 strikes on him. It was like a 1-2 pitch, and and Contreras fouled off like 8 balls on him, and then the 9th pitch or 10th pitch, whatever it was. He took him over the fence for a grand slam. You just don't see Verlander give up a lot of grand slams, and he's a gamer, man. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, all-time team type guy. And guys like that, man, when they get hit like that, the next game, you don't want to be on the other side of it. That's for damn sure. If you want to be on there, man, well, good luck, man. That's all I got to say, because I think the Astros absolutely crushed the A's because Stripling offers no defense to what's going to happen on the other side, and Verlander is going to beat filthy. I mean, vintage. I think that this Diamondbacks-Marlins game is similar to that Pirates Giants game the other day. I like the Diamondbacks in the first 5. I like the Marlins to win the game. They've been coming back in a lot of these games that they've been winning, and the Diamondbacks bullpen has been, Diamondback bullpen is just. Anyways, move on. NBA.
I know what the going on tonight, man. It's game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, featuring Mom Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves 5.5-point home favorites.
What's the total, Jay?
207.5.
What's Luca's first half total points?
But I'm on the Mavs here, money line. Like I said in the earlier part of the show, Timberwolves dogs win when they play. I'm taking the Mavs here, and the fact that someone just said that the Timberwolves are a lock makes it even better, and Wolves even series, and all the comments saying all those things make me want to bet even more money. I'm gonna have to borrow money from Ruffalo to buy a bag of Cheez-Its after the show. So I'm not gonna have anything left of my own. I'll end up on the Mavs.
This is how I see this game. I think the Timberwolves have to win this game, or they're liable to get swept. So I really wouldn't be. It wouldn't shock me if Minnesota won this basketball game. But no matter how I look at it, there's no way I see Minnesota winning and covering. Just based off of, I could break it down. I think I broke it down really eloquently on the jam session. You guys can go watch that. But pretty much what I could, the Mavs are the 2 best players in the series. Wouldn't be surprised if Timberwolves threw their best punch. But even if they throw their best punch, I see this game being competitive all the way to the end. Mavs plus the points is the way to go here. Me personally, as a fan of the Mavs, I will be sprinkling on the money line, though, with Mitch, because they have a legitimate shot to win the game outright. And I kind of like the over. I thought last game both teams offensively didn't play that well. The Mavs role players really weren't hitting shots. I feel like the Timberwolves, I felt like offensively they didn't play that well, and it still got up and over the total. So small lean on the over as well. Even Nagasan.
This one's tough. I mean, as much as I want to lean Dallas, I just think this game script is. I just think the game script is when you have a team that is so desperate to win at home, and Dallas got the job done. Like they took over home court. I could see this being they give it everything, and it's going to be similar to the Celtics game last night where they're up 10, 15 points somehow, and then the starters are sitting at the end. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's just the game script that I see. And if that's the case, I actually like the under, because if I think the lean is toward the Timberwolves, then it's going to go under. If you
So you're going to watch this game? Because generally it shows that you like to watch stinks. So I don't know if I'm going to watch if this is something you're recommending.
That was baseball. Watch basketball. Watch football. Excuse you.
Well, any program you pick usually stinks. So we have to start.
Yellow Jackets is good. I swear post in the comments. Give me a comment that says the Yellow Jackets is a bad show. Mitch says it's a bad show. Somebody
lame.
post in the comments. Please.
I'll do it. Hang on. We have a lot of time.
Not you.
No, we're gonna put a poll.
Appreciate it. So I'm sticking to that. If you like the Mavs, take the over. If you lean toward the Timberwolves, take the under. I think the only bet that I'm going to be putting down on this game, which I don't love, is going to be the under.
Yeah, I'm going back to the over here. I think it's just I think you just have a heavyweight fight between two solid teams. I know, the emphasis going into the series was about how well these two teams play defense. We saw it in game one, even though it kind of got a little bit, close near the end of that game, still came up over into the 210s, and the line hasn't adjusted at all. I think it's still going to be similar to what we saw in game one, where it's going to be a back and forth game of runs, and teams with good players, really good players, elite level players, hitting elite shots late, trading blows, and getting us into that 210 range once again. I think that until the line adjusts, until it stops sitting in the mid 200s, got to keep rolling with the over. And that's where I'm going to keep doing. Because even a 105, 103 kind of game still gets you over 207.5.
Oh, wait, maybe they didn't let me go. All right. Cost, do you see the poll?
I'm watching it in real time.
It's close.
Very close. What are the running odds with who's going to win? Are we there? Lovett's minus 140 right now. PJ who?
Dub in the chat, man.
It's close. It's close. Close.
I think I showed that. I think option 3 is going to win.
That hockey game was close last night, man. And my Stars lost, man. I'm upset.
Was there a game last night?
Yeah, man. It was a good game. Great game. Edmonton beat us in double overtime.
One of the games of the playoffs so far.
Yeah, it was a great game.
The playoffs started?
Okay, don't start with me.
Do them Panthers take a 2-0 lead, Roof?
I don't think so. I think it goes. To me, this feels like a series that's best of 3 once we get through 4 games. I think this is going to be 2-2 after 4 games.
Wow.
Going Panthers. Rangers tonight. The cheaper price at home. Bounce back at home. And I'm going 3-2 correct score. I'm going to put it on both sides just as a safety net on in case Florida decides to show up here. But plus 1,000 on both sides. I think you can make that bet.
We have a new leader in the poll.
Uh-oh.
For me, it's how I see it, Roof. I'm taking the Panthers money line. Them boys have won 4 straight on the road. Them Rangers they done lost 3 of their last 4 games. It's almost a must win for the Rangers, but I don't even know. I got the Panthers winning this series in 5. Is how I see the series now.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I can see where you're coming from with it. But
Costi.
If the Rangers don't have that fluky own goal late in the third period, we could be having a completely different discussion. That game was 1-0 for 54 minutes, 55 minutes. So it's gonna be that kind of series.
Let's do everyone a favor and let's cut the hockey talk to a minimum.
Still,
I think we should. I think we should extend it. I think we should extend the hockey talk.
All right, I'll leave. You guys can talk hockey tomorrow.
I like the Panthers today, man. Old logo.
Getting harpooned.
More hockey talk. No hockey talk.
No.
But it tastes good. I got one thing to say about the Rangers, Chris. Ooh la la.
That was stuck in my head yesterday. I watched the video you posted, then I kind of it got stuck in my head.
Jay, did you watch the video?
I watched it.
Ooh la la, sesame. Costi has no idea what we're talking about.
I'm waiting for the late voting to come in.
Costi's gonna want to recount once it's
I want to recount.
He's gonna accuse it of. He's gonna accuse stuff.
And Mitch, you can't keep voting over and over and over again. I see you clicking it.
Raul, what are you talking about? You the same guy that told me the Knicks was going to the finals. Now what? Now what, Raul?
He said next year. It was next year.
Next year is going to be our year. You sound like a Leafs fan.
Like, yeah.
Nate the legend. No, that picture means no goal. So it means no.
It means that Costi is secretly a hockey referee.
I used to be a flag football referee. After I played in the league, I would ref in the league. It was fun.
Parlay time.
Parlay time.
Parlay. All right, Chris, lead us off. Franchise player.
Let's go. Blue Jays.
Manoa.
Rangers.
Texas Rangers or New York Rangers?
Yeah, sorry. Texas Rangers. Yeah, sorry.
Rangers.
Texas Rangers. Cleveland Guardians.
Allen.
And the under in Cubs Cardinals.
Hate it.
Nagasama.
Costi.
I'm going to do Giants, Guardians, Padres.
Jay.
Reds. Tigers. I mean, not Tigers. Reds. Blue Jays versus the Tigers. Florida Panthers. Dallas Mavericks, 14.
White Sox, Panthers, Marlins, Heat.
Yellow Jackets is won by 3%.
Bullshit. You ballot stuff.
Okay, but I chill not Netflix won the whole thing, so it's like
Yeah, but that's like, you know, the rest of the field.
doesn't matter.
Of course.
Doesn't matter. Still counts.
Doesn't count.
Still counts.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you tomorrow. Jay's hosting the weekend show. I don't know who's on. Anyone sign up this week? Give everyone a little preview. Jovan's usually there. I see Sean Murphy is the only one signed up, and Kirk and Chris now signing up because I said something.
I always leave it till Friday to give everybody else a chance first.
Ooh la la.
Sassoon. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Ooh la la, Sassoon.
Even Nakasama.
Ooh la la, Sassoon.